Hello students, today we will talk about the crystal defects or imperfections in solids. Now the naturally occurring crystalline substances, they do not have perfect crystal structures. They have some disorders or irregularities in the stacking of atoms, and such irregularities in the arrangement of constituent particles of a solid crystal are called as defects or imperfections. So defects are nothing but the disorder or irregularities in stacking of constituent particles of a solid crystal. Now imperfections are more if the crystallization occur at faster rate. It means that defects can be minimized by carrying out crystallization at a slower rate. In fact, ideal crystals with no imperfections are possible only at absolute zero of temperature. Means at absolute zero temperature, you will get a crystal with no imperfection or defects, that is called as an ideal crystal. But this is possible only at absolute zero temperature. Above this temperature, no crystalline material are of 100% pure. So they must contain some defects. Whatever may be the nature of the crystal defect, electrical neutrality. So here electrical neutrality of the solid is maintained even though there are some crystal defects or imperfections. Okay. Now the next we can proceed. There are three different types of defects. One is point defect, other is line defect, and third is plane defect. Now we will be studying this point defect in detail. We will not talk about this line defect and plane defect. In our syllabus, we are most concerned about this point defect only. So point defects can be further divided as stoichiometric defect, impurity defects, and non-stoichiometric defects. Now, as the name suggests, this stoichiometry means stoichiometry of the compound. It remains unchanged in case of stoichiometric points defect, and these stoichiometric defects are further classified as vacancy defect, interstitial defect, Frenkel defect, and Schottky defect. Now, out of these four types, these are related to the non-ionic solids. Means these defects are shown by non-ionic solid, whereas ionic solids, they show Frenkel defect and Schottky defect. So you remember this thing. Now, impurity defect are further classified as substitutional defect and interstitial defect. Whereas non-stoichiometric defects, those are classified as metal deficiency defect and metal excess defect. So we'll be studying this all the types of defects in detail. First, we'll go for this stoichiometric defect, which are of four types: vacancy, interstitial, Frenkel, and Schottky defect. Now, I'll try to explain all the four different types of stoichiometric point defects comparatively, so that it would be easy for you to remember. So stoichiometry of the compound, it remains unchanged in case of stoichiometric point defects. And all these are the thermodynamic defects, means those are dependent on temperature. Now I prepared one table here. You just look at this. Defect, first vacancy defect. How will you define this vacancy defect? When a particle is missing from its regular site, it creates a vacancy in the lattice structure. There is a creation of vacancy here. And these types of defects, those are observed in non-ionic solid. Here you can see, these are the particles. So one of the particles from here, or two are shown here, those are missing from their site, and it creates a vacancy. That is what we call as vacancy defect. So as the particles are missing here, so the mass will decrease. So this downward arrow indicates there is decrease in the mass, and as the mass decreases, the density of this will decrease here. Of course, the volume will remain unchanged here. So this is very simple about the vacancy defect. Second type of defect, that is the interstitial defect. It can be shown by two different ways. First, the particles of elemental solid occupy interstitial sites in crystal structure. Now look at this. This is A type. So these are the particles, and these particles here, I can show here. These are the particles here. Those are occupied interstitially, means in between these particles. In addition to this regular pattern, these are the additional particles you can see here, and they occupy the interstitial sites, means in between the layers of rows of these particles here. So this is the interstitial defect. This is one way. Other way, particles gets shifted from its regular site and occupies interstitial space. So in this case, the particles which are arranged regularly or in a specific pattern, those are missing from here. Those are shifted from this position to this position. So it was this particle which is at this interstitial site. It was here actually at this arrow. Now it has shifted from this to this position. So you can see here, due to this shift, there is a creation of vacancy here, and this occupies the space interstitially. So in this case, though there is a change or shift in the position, but there is no increase in the number of particles here. So in this second case, in case B case, the density of this solid, it will remain same. Whereas in case of A, the density of this solid will increase because there are the extra particles are added here. So in this way, these are the interstitial defect. Those can be shown two different ways. In first case, the density would increase, and in second case here, in this case, the density will decrease. It will remain same here, isn't it? So this is about the interstitial defect. Now remember, both these types of defect, those are shown by the non-ionic solids. Remember, these are shown by non-ionic solids. So this table is self-explanatory. Now the next, if you proceed further, for the third type of defect, we are talking about the stoichiometric defect. The third type, that is the Schottky defect. So when equal number of cations and anions, now these are shown by ionic solids. So there must be present of cation and anion. So equal number of cations and anions are missing from their regular positions, and they create vacancies, and such type of defects are called as Schottky defect. So you remember, when you remember these two are of more importance, Schottky defect and Frankel defect. So equal number of cations and anions are missing here. Now you can see here, the blue color, it shows an anion. This is cation here. This is anion, cation. Now some of the anions, this anion is missing from this side, and this cation is also missing here. So one anion and one cation is missed from here. So that decreases the density because the cation and anion, they are missing from their original sites, and it creates the vacancy here. So this is anion vacancy and this is cation vacancy. Now the next type of defect, that is a Frankel defect. So this is also shown by an ionic compound. Now when cations from ionic compound, they are missing from its regular lattice sites and occupies interstitial position. Means what happens here? Cations, they are missing from their original sites and they occupy the interstitial position. Now look at this. This is the vacancy created due to the missing of this cation here. Now this cation, which was originally here, now it has occupied this interstitial site. This also, secondly, it can be shown. This cation also, it is missing from this actual position, and now it has occupied the interstitial site. Means there are same number of cations and anions are there, but the position of cation, it is changing. It misses from its original position and it occupies the interstitial position. So there are no increase or decrease in the number of particles or cations and anions. So the density In case of Frankel defect, it will remain same. Remember, in case of Schottky defect, density decreases. In case of Frankel defect, density would remain same here. If you go to the earlier slide, you can see that the density also decreases in case of vacancy defect, and in case of interstitial defect, in one type it increases and in another type it remains same here. Okay, now proceed further for the next one. So these are 4 types of the stoichiometric defect. Now, if you summarize, we will be more talking about this Frankel defect and Schottky defect. Now, if the size of the cation, what should be the size of the cation and anion for the Schottky defect? The size of cation and anion should be comparatively same. So this means the size of cation and anion should be comparable in case of Schottky defect. Whereas in case of Frankel defect, the size of anion should be far more greater than the size of cation. Then only the Frankel defect would be possible here. If you go to the earlier slide, in case I told you that in case of Schottky defect, the size of this cation and anion should be comparable, whereas in case of Frankel defect, size of anion should be far more greater than the size of cation here. So looking at this, what would be the coordination number in case of Schottky defect and in case of Frankel defect? So if the size of cation and anion is comparable, means they are having approximately the same sizes or comparable sizes, so it would have high coordination number. Means it would be, cation would be surrounded by maximum number of anions here. So it would have more or higher coordination number, whereas in case of Frankel defect, the coordination number will be low because the size of cation is very small compared to anion. So it would be surrounded by less number of anions here. You can see here. So this is low in case of Frankel defect and coordination number is high in case of Schottky defect. Now the examples for this Schottky defect, NaCl, KCl, KBr and cesium chloride here. Now if you can see the elements involved here or the atoms involved here, these are having the comparatively same size of cation and anion. NaCl means the atomic number of sodium is 11 and chlorine is 17 and so on. So these are having comparable sizes of cation and anion. Whereas in case of Frankel defect, this is silver chloride, a far more greater size, and chlorine is comparatively silver and chloride here, zinc and sulfide here. So these are the examples in case of the Frankel defect. Now you can see here there is always an exception. This silver bromide, it shows both types of defect. You remember this, this is important. Silver bromide, it shows both types of defects. So this is about the vacancy defect, interstitial defect, then Schottky defect and the Frankel defect. These are the 4 different types of defects. All these are of the stoichiometric defect. Now next is second type of defect, that is impurity defect. It arises when foreign atoms, that is atoms different from the host atoms, are present in the crystalline lattice. So impurity defects arises when foreign atoms, that is atoms different from the host atoms, are present in the crystal lattice. Now these are again of 2 different types, that is a substitutional impurity defect and other one is the interstitial impurity defect. Now what is this substitutional? Substitutional impurity defect are those when the foreign atoms are at lattice points in place of host atom. For example, brass. You all know that this brass is a mixture of copper and zinc. This is an alloy actually. So it contains copper and zinc also. So the atoms or the particles shown with this red color, those are of copper, and these zinc particles, they occupy the position. So these are the foreign atoms. In some in less proportion, the zinc atoms are present here. So this is nothing but the means copper atoms are replaced or substituted by this zinc, and such type of defect is called as a substitutional impurity defect. And this is the example. Brass is the best example for this substitutional impurity defect. Second type, that is an interstitial impurity defect. Now this interstitial impurity defect, it is shown by this interstitial impurity defect. Now the vacancy through this allovalent impurity means, what is this actually? This second example for this, you can show that molten NaCl containing a little amount of strontium chloride is crystallized, and some of the sites of the sodium ions are occupied by strontium. Now look at this. This is Na crystal of NaCl, Na plus Cl minus, Na plus and Cl minus. This is Cl, and one of the sodium ion, it is replaced by strontium here, and the charge on this Na is +1, and charge on this strontium, it is +2. Means here the vacancy is created because this sodium ion, it is lost from here, it is missing from here. So to maintain the electrical neutrality, strontium removes 2 sodium ions. So 2 sodium ions are removed from here, this side, and there is a creation of vacancy here. Instead of 2 sodium ions, there is an addition of 1 strontium ion here, isn't it? Means this is called as the vacancy through allovalent impurity. Means no, allo means, what is this allo word means? It means non-comparable. Now allovalent ions, those are the ion with the oxidation step different from that of the host ions. So in case of this sodium chloride, this sodium ion is a host ion, and it is replaced by this strontium, and the oxidation number of strontium and sodium, it is different. Sodium is +1 and here it is +2. So to maintain the electrical neutrality, strontium removes 2 sodium ions here. Okay. So this is about the substitutional, and two ways are there for this substitutional impurity defect. Now we'll proceed further. The next, that is interstitial impurity defect. That is impurity, it occupies the interstitial spaces. For example, steel. Steel is nothing but again an alloy made up of iron and carbon. So Fe atoms, they occupy normal lattice sites. So all these are with the red color, those are the iron, and the carbon atoms, they occupy the interstitial spaces, in between spaces. Interstitial means in between spaces are occupied by this. So this is nothing but the interstitial impurity defect. So impurity defect, these are of two types, substitutional and interstitial one. Now the next slide will go for the, this is all about the interstitial and the impurity and the stoichiometric defect. Now in the next lecture, we will talk about third type of defect, that is a non-stoichiometric defect. Thank you.